Welcome back everyone to the Sunday Spotlight, and tonight there's no getting off this train we're on, because we're all filthy addicts with a problem. It's Honkai Star Rail. Once again, I'm fashionably late to the party, but this has a fair bit to talk about aside from spinning the wheel. Obviously, it's part of what's known as the MiHoYo-verse, which encompasses Honkai Impact III, Genshin Impact, and other titles by Chinese developer MiHoYo. Other than the gacha stuff, I blame me entirely. Oh, you weren't the only one pushing, but you were one of the biggest voices, to be sure. But yeah, other than the gacha stuff, their games are often distinguished by really nice visuals and presentation, imaginative settings, fairly well-considered combat, and a grind I've often heard described as ball-busting. Supposedly, Star Rail's a bit better about this, and in fact, one of the reasons I'm starting this now is they recently dropped a free 5-star unit on account of how well the game's doing. You might have seen that it got Mobile Game of the Year at the Game Awards last year. Knowing nothing about the character, that's still a pretty solid incentive. Supposedly, they're pretty useful, if apparently kind of a prick. You take what you can get, I can guess. Honkai Impact III, Honkai Star Rail, Genshin Impact, Tears of Themis, and Zenless Zone Zero. Gotcha, thanks. Yeah, I had a feeling that there were others as well. Hey, Ivory. But let's back up a bit, because while this is nominally a mobile game, it plays and displays like something that need a lot more horsepower. Let's get in and let's go ahead and get started here. But yeah, you've got large environments to explore, a lot of dense writing, side quests, secrets. It feels like the estranged love child of a PS2 era RPG with... This is going to show my age here, but my mind keeps going to Anachronox for the sheer strangeness of the setting. I played through the tutorial stuff on Herta Station. You can see we're on the space train right now. I left off before getting to any of the real plot stuff. Haven't got to any roles yet, just kind of leveled a few characters and gotten used to the basics of the gameplay. Let us backtrack a little bit to the space station. This game does seem to assume there's more of them, but it's just those 5. Works fine on a phone. I've had it on mine when it runs to the in-laws, but it chugs a lot on the phone and it runs hot. Yeah, I've heard it's kind of pushing the limit of what most phones can do, especially if yours is not exactly bleeding edge. They're definitely getting their money's worth out of the visuals, and they do a pretty nice job with the interface. This doesn't feel like it was designed specifically for a touchscreen. Anyway, I do have some criticisms, but I'm seeing why this game took off. The nuts and bolts of combat have been pretty satisfying so far, along with team management, and overall it plays very nicely as far as RPGs go. So anyway, a little bit of background here. This character is one choice of protagonist, one of a male-female pair of someones that get sprung from a digital vault during an attack on Space Station. Yeah, I decided to go with the Japanese voice track. I was kind of curious. I've heard both. They honestly both sound fine to me. Again, a hallmark of MiHoYo games is that they put a lot of effort into the presentation. People come here in Space Station. Researchers are oblivious to the presence of the chest. Could it be that no one else can see it? You can't help but ponder, and a primal impulse begins to course throughout you. You're about to open the chest when suddenly a reprimand rings in your ears. Why are you rummaging through other people's things? Yep, they got... You resentfully withdraw your hand and watch the researcher pick up their treasure chest and leave. Good. Oh, God. There's occasional good writing in this, like, better than I was expecting, and yet, I kind of had issues with the introduction that I'll get into. Like, it opens with an attack on this space station. You got a suspicious pair of space criminals that bust you out. They shove a glowing orb in your chest and tell you to survive the tutorial and go to have fun space adventures. That's all well and good, but the opening felt weird. Like, this writing has an odd quality of being both murky and unsubtle. I listened pretty carefully, but I kind of forgot who was attacking like a minute after it was over. Something about the Antimatter Legion attacking the Genius Society. It felt like the game just shoves a lot of glossary terms at you, and the flavor text doesn't really help to set the basic context very well. Yeah, look at all trash cans. Yeah, I've heard about a lot. You can kind of see here that this game, in addition to encouraging exploration, this encourages you to look around, poke at stuff. Other than treasure chests, there are things you can explore and poke at to get more information. There's stuff in the environment you can break open. Oop, let's get this guy's treasure chest as well. That fiery, strong instinct rises up in you once more as you see this chest again. You know the chest already has an owner. The desire to open it is helplessly strangled amidst the moral pain and repression. Your hands react faster than your brain, and the moment you touch the cold surface of the chest, you pull back with difficulty. Why is this chest not yours? Why is this habitual behavior now a sin? How much of the universe is actually within your control? You're about to leave this sad place, but then you notice a researcher watching you from the side. You hold back your tears and nod politely to him, but as you turn around, he calls out to you. Hang on, were you crying just now? Yeah, you are basically becoming a human trash panda. This game absolutely encourages you running around and just poking at everything you can. And there's a lot of weird details that I'm not fully sure why they're here. Like, if you look carefully at some characters, you will see... Actually, I'll run and demonstrate this real quick. For some reason, some random civilians have, like, levels over their head, and I'm not sure if that's referring to something within the context of the station, or just, like, this character is level 4 in the context of the universe. Let me see if I can find it. It's very strange. Anyway, the issues I have... Yeah, here we go. Level 2 Implement Researcher. Check this out. Wen Shieling. What a headache. Which one should I give to Master Capote? Why don't I give both curios to him? That way I don't have to worry he might not like it. Okay, it's a rank. Alright. It's a job title. Alright. Who's Master Capote? You don't know Master Capote? You didn't only arrive today, did you? Or did the Legion break your head during their invasion and give you amnesia? Fine, fine, let me reintroduce them to you. If you ask who's the most dazzling star in the space station other than Madame Herta, it was definitely the Master Capote. He's gentle and modest, mature and composed. See, we're getting into some pretty dense, like... We're getting into some pretty dense writing about a rather innocent question. And I still hadn't actually learned anything from that conversation. And a lot of the writing is like this. Like... This continues with the Astral Express itself, the titular star rail. There's a lot of dialogue about it there's a lot of dialogue leading up to it about, oh, isn't it great we're all becoming friends 5 minutes into the game? But it's not until you board that you have any real idea who the crew is or what they're doing. From what I can tell, they appear to be space knights errant following the path set by one of the setting's gods, or eons. Now, eons represent paths with a capital P, and human followers of those paths are able to manifest powers, and this Eon built the Express... You see what I'm getting at? We don't even have a goal at this point, and I'm like 3 layers deep into the lore explaining the title. The space criminals got us out and gave us this orb, the Stellaron, for some nebulous purpose, but all we're really doing is following these people for lack of a better idea. There's one thing I want to poke at that has an interesting detail from these seats here. Oh, I'll get to the proper quest stuff in a minute, but I'm trying to demonstrate the flavor of the writing before I get to the actual... There we go, wait. Ergonomic desks and benches that can be self-adjusted to cater humans, robots, noblesse worms, foxians, entrellons, woboos, millionaires, hinds, telepathic spiders, bavirud, stones, dogs, cats, normal, cats, ragdoll breed. Like, there's a lot of really fascinating detail, except... when the game is first getting rolling. And it took a while for me to sort of gel with the vibe it's going. I think it gets sharper as you go, but it took a while before it really clicked with me. What did click with me right away, and this we will jump to, let's get back to that combat I avoided doing for the moment. You, let's fight! Yeah, what clicked for me right away was the combat. It tickles a lot of the same parts of my brain that Fate Go does, and that it's a JRPG system with a lot of the fat stripped out. So the name of the game is matching elements to whittle down enemy defenses. The top white bar right here. Characters are elementally aspected. Danheng here is Wind, so he's good charging his point rate distorter there. And if you just go in swinging, even the game's starting fights will probably wear you down. Like, the early boss fights are not kidding around. You will lose if you do not learn how to play. Now, March here is ice aspected. Not a lot we can do. What she can do instead is put a shield over a more vulnerable character over here. Herta, why don't you shield up real quick? Get the trotter first. Oh, shit. Alright, hang on a second. Right. Fuck. Alright, we're gonna have to make this quick. Homeboy, go in. Alright, so you can see here skill points are a shared resource, and the game manages this in a reasonably intelligent way. Basic attacks recharge them, special attacks use them. I believe it does. I know she attacks people when they attack the protected unit, or at least she appears to. Alright, let's see if we can... hustle and do some damage here. Probably gonna boogie. Unfortunately, I haven't seen this particular critter before. Alright. I think we can do this. So yeah, what you're trying to do is constantly break their bars to allow others to do more damage to them, and also cause special effects to happen. But your overall level of control you have is relatively straightforward. There's only a few things you can do with a character on a given turn, and this keeps combat simple while gradually layering in the complexity. It's pretty well. Just 2 more attacks for when Herta's hit. Alright. March wants to cast it on herself, which she has high defense kit, because she can literally taunt the damage away from anybody. She's actually a tank, funnily enough. Interesting, interesting. Alright, might as well burn this. So yeah, we're getting that flashy, exaggerated anime style you get with a lot of JRPGs, where it's not clear how much of what you're doing is really happening or is just an abstraction for the damage being done, but it's stylish, it's flashy, the character designs are distinct and memorable, and overall it is very solid and very impactful. Your individual decisions matter, and the overall rhythm of combat is something you have to actively manage, but still through a relatively limited set of controls that keeps it from being overwhelming. Alright. March is actually kind of taking a beating here, so... Ah, shit! No, 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 don't you run! Don't you fucking run from me! Alright. Ah, he shielded it up again. God damn it, alright. I won't be able to do too much to him, but yeah, we gotta try. I have, yes. The fact that the point system is shared between party members is kind of low-key clever. Like, again, it's the specific actions you make matter. And it being a shared resource both keeps you from simply spamming skills to win. There we go. Nice. And also makes it very important to think far enough ahead. Because during the tutorial, I had several fights happen where I didn't have enough skill points, and suddenly March wasn't able to put shields up, so that left vulnerable party members unprotected when enemies brought in their special attacks. So it's absolutely essential to manage this resource, and you can see from here, this is like the basic building blocks onto which other layers of complexity. Like, you get Himiko as part of the, as a temporary party member during the intro as well, and one of her things is launching a special area of effect attack based on the number of times you break the enemy's defense bars. So it's one of those things where you want to time them you basically want to time these effects properly to make the most of them, and set up these long domino chains of effects, but always through this fairly limited set of controls. It's very well done. And yeah, team composition absolutely matters, and it's one of those things where the high-level play is often in how you design and set up your team, but the mechanics of play are relatively straightforward. Aha! It's another one of the Hertas running around. Assisting with a tiny little experiment. Alright, what sort of experiment? Apparently nothing. State your business and stop blocking my view. Alright, never mind. Alright. There is another quest we still have on here, so we gotta go to the storage zone. And again, it's very nice that the game lets you just bounce around as you need to between teleports, even though technically we're already on the space train. Can we go there? Yeah, even though plot-wise we're already on the space train and presumably on our way to another planet, we can double back at any time and get stuff done. This is good design. Kill Trotters because they drop actual currency used for the gacha. Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Anyway, time to kill some spaceballs. Fusha! Alright. So yeah, quick transition into battle, quick transition out of battle. You get in and out of fights at a regular clip, but they go reasonably fast. So it's a nice balance of tactical combat and gameplay that moves at a reasonable clip. Overall, they made a lot of smart decisions with how this game actually plays. When in doubt, Follow the quest marker. I'm gonna sneak up and smash these guys. See, they are linked. I admit, I found it a little amusing that you get a bat as your primary melee weapon. But this gets into the tone issue that I was talking about, which is part of what reminds me of Anachronox. Like, for those who haven't heard of it, which is probably most of you, it's a PC RPG from 2001 where a down-on-his-luck space detective in the far future gets roped into kind of a grand space adventure. It has a similar strain of absurdism taken straight, it's played straight, running through it, from its exotic alien designs to its titular world of Anachronox, which is kind of like if Blade Runner was directed by M.C. Escher, this world of shifting plates and relative gravity zones. It's kind of universe where, due to a self-described freak of interstellar commerce, hey, there's another one. Alright, pile on this one. But yeah, due to a freak of interstellar commerce, the base unit of currency is the Canadian dollar. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. It's just, there's a lot of weird, inexplicable, borderline fantastical stuff that the game is only going to partly explain, and it's kind of on you to just roll with it. There we go. Alright, lay into him. March. Do your thing. Well, she doesn't do a lot of damage to enemies that aren't guard broken. Her special here freezes enemies, which can buy you time. Actually, it looks like it eliminated those two. Nice. Alright, hurry up and gut the pig. Dan, get back in there and finish the job. Yeah, hey, there we go. Nice. Yeah, this gets back into the importance of turn order and managing enemy turns and such. Individual turns really do matter, and so being able to control them is at least as important as protecting vulnerable party members. And that's another way that March kind of functions as the group's tank. Alright. Let's finish this off. Beautiful. Alright. Hey! Now what's this about? During battle, Trotters might accidentally enter the battle as a result of being lost. Defeat the Trotter before they run away to obtain bonus rewards dropped from other enemies. Reminds me a little bit of the mascot critters from from Phantasy Star Online. I forget what they were called, but and what's this? Very ordinary little robot providing very ordinary life services aboard the space station. You notice a button sticking out of the robot looking like it might be a power button. You decide to, This feels like a trap. I'm just gonna let the robot be. Alright. Yeah, they're... Rappies, that's it. I kept thinking, it started with a P. They're little yellow things that kind of run around. Occasionally they get involved in World Quest and such. Feels like if you have a JRPG set in space, or, you know, let's call them console RPG set in space with this aesthetic, you're going to have a funky little mascot critter. Now what? Hang on a minute. Are you above me? I think you are. Ah! Damn it, I went the wrong way. Backtrack! They have unique death animations for all elemental types. Ah! Nice. Hey, there's another one! Don't you run from me, boy! Alright, let's dance. Alright. Now, you notice there we led with the melee attack by the player character, and then actually took a bite out of enemies with the matching elements. Like, when we get here, you can see this guy took some damage up top, the Trotter over here took some damage, so it actually matters who you lead with when you're running around. And there's another ability set we'll get into as soon as we get out of here. But anyway, let's finish this thing off. Alright. Now then, looks like, Is that a targeting icon? I think it is. I'm still in the phase of the game where I'm getting used to what everything does. So there will be some... There will be some elements of... What's this button do? Push the button. Dan hangs locked on. Gotcha. Alright, we'll have March give him some protection. So yeah, nice little thing here is you can activate a character's super at any time, and it'll basically kick in the next time they have a second free. Again, simple controls, but a remarkable degree of tactical depth. It's pretty well done. Now, right, let's put some shields on Dan, because I believe March will return fire on anybody that attacks him now. I should use a special. Alright. Yoink. Now, we gotta hurry up. We gotta bust that thing. I believe... Yes. Yeah, once we have a turn, we can actually get more information on enemies. Ah, now March is locked on. Ah! God damn it, here we go. Okay, that's cute. It's got little math symbols coming out of its brain. But yeah, if we want more information on the enemies, we press Z, and anything we've fought, we got information on. Most of them, obviously, not a whole lot going on. But this fella right here, you can actually see specific ability uses and what it's done so far. So yeah, interdimensional creature lost in the stars. Docile in nature, sweet in taste, inedible, spends most of its life feeding and fleeing. Travelers who encounter these creatures see them as good omens. So, obviously, shoot to kill. Alright. Fuck him up! Oh, damn it. Yeah, it's got its elemental resistances crossed out, so it's not going to take extra damage. I think this one's going to get away from us. Yeah, effect resist, yeah. Basically, it turtles up and it bolts out of here as soon as it can. Crafty little bugger. Although, we've got another set of turns. It's not impossible. Ah, I should have saved that point. That should be alright. Homeboy will get another turn before long. Ow. You can see that dude took a pretty big bite out on March there. So again, this is definitely a game where going in blind and just mashing attack is not going to work out for you. You can see here we ran out of points and now March doesn't have a skill point ready, so we won't be able to defend her. That's not a small issue. But they are almost dead, so maybe we'll get lucky. Oof. Okay, Herta. Damnation! All that work for nothing. Alright, well, nothing we can do but just finish the job. Alright, we should be able to, but yeah. Go ahead and put shields up. One nice little detail is that shields also apply to damage over time. So there's never a bad time to protect yourself, even if it looks like your character's on the ropes. Yeah, metal slime ass space pig. Oh hey Branch, good to see you. Biggest and most prolific piece of advice I can give. Plays infinitely better with a controller than a keyboard. Huh, interesting. Honestly, I have not had any problem with keyboard and mouse. Like, mouse aiming seems to work fine, even though it's not really a game where aiming matters a whole lot. Alright, there's the robot again. Nah, we already did through this with the other one. We're not going to mess with the robot, just doing their job. Alright, we'll switch out. What's this dude's thing? Dan, stab the shit out of him. Nice! Alright. Now, fuck him up. The other thing is your supers recharge at such a steady clip that there's no real need to actually hoard or conserve resources. Again, this is a system that is very limited in terms of the resources you need to focus on. Most of your planning is in your team comp and how you can develop your characters. But you don't need to worry about saving all this stuff for a boss or whatever, outside of very select circumstances where you're going up against something especially powerful. It's very much an in-the-moment game, in a good way. Okay, biggest controller is you can pause combat in between turns to fire off your team's ultimates without having to click super fast. Makes it more relaxed. Interesting, interesting. Alright. Yeah, having that on a button would probably help a little bit. Alright, stumble back and heal up. Alright. Good, good, good. Let's go do whatever this quest is. Then we'll hop back on the train and get some plot going. But yeah, again, I'm pretty impressed with the game's control scheme and how well it handles with obvious... I mean, obviously it was meant first and foremost as a mobile game, but it doesn't play like that. Like, if you told me this was just a standard JRPG that had some gacha elements, I would take that at face value. And I think overall that part's done very well. Just going in proximity to those pylons here is gacha. Alright. Why don't you fire your thing off? Let's get out there and break the balls. Alright. Yeah, this is the kind of game where a battle can take maybe 3 or 4 turns, or all damn day, depending on how well your team's kitted for the fight, and whether you're paying attention to elemental resistances. Hey fellas, how's it going? Yeah, don't mind, just me casually here doing your job for you. Is it red or blue? Did I make a mistake again? Always be kuru kuru. Let's see, do you have an order for me? Do you need help with anything? I'm on a side questy mood. Master Capote told me specifically that his personal affairs should not be handled by random strangers. And we heard about this guy before. Help Master Capote reply to his fans, fetch his personalized lunch, iron clothes, reply to second batch of fans, blah blah blah, this guy's great. I getcha. I'll leave you to your very important work then. Alright. Side quest beacon. Give me something to do. What is this? Battle of intellects is a source of pride. Physical exertion bringing shame. It's complete nonsense. So physical labor doesn't count as work now? Today I'm going to show them all what real work is about. So, some of the dialogue options obviously are just flavor text, but occasionally you do get interesting little divergences that are actually reflected in cutscenes. Like, apparently it's possible to not board the space train and you get like an early game, like a jokey game over that punts you right to credits and such. It's not like this is a big, like, branching plot line with a whole lot of different things that can happen, but there are little differences here and there that I think are kind of interesting. But yeah, go ahead and show them. If you drag a fight too long, they will enrage, so not entirely take your time. It's very hard to pull off except against elites. So noted. Okay. It's undergoing a difficult period of revival. In the battle with the Legion, some of our colleagues were slaughtered by monsters, and their cold bodies were thrown into the silent space. The cyber attack has erased years of research efforts. The damaged curios are slowly disintegrating in a weightless environment. Everything within sight has been turned into a wasteland, and monsters are still roaming around in our cabins. No matter how many dazzling achievements you've made on your own, we can no longer afford to live like hermits. We need to mobilize every member of our staff, put down our inherent prejudices, and work together to recover the lost curios and repair the damaged cabins. Alright, sure, I'm all ears. If you don't mind, I don't want to hear any more complaints about physical labor, nor do I want to see anyone putting off work. Okay, blah blah. Trusted curio recovery, please report to the curio collection squad under Wen Ming Day in the base zone as soon as possible. Right. Yeah, sure, why not? I'm looking for stuff to do. You the young man who helped out the master control zone? I have a special task for you. 45 meters out from the door where we are now, there's a major road defect. Now, when you say road defect, are you talking like a hole in the space station's hull? Because... okay, other side of the defect is swarming with monsters and I'm afraid ordinary staff. Alright. Can do. Make sure to repair the road and eliminate the monsters at the end of it. Okay, so we're probably just talking like a bridge out or something. Right. What's over here? Ah! Okay. Unearthly marvel is made from special optical materials. Ooh, we got a puzzle thing here. Awesome. Such blocks will be illuminated. Light up all blocks to turn them into a physical path. Okay, teleport. When you tread on one such block, be teleported to another of the same color. Alright. So. Uh-huh. Why does it feel like it's not going to be as straightforward as I think it is? Ah! Alright, cool. Oi! Alright. I think this does kind of run into the classic problem with summons in RPGs where the animation can be so elaborate that it starts to become mundane. It loses the fantastical luster it has when you're doing it all the time. I don't think it's a huge problem because the animations themselves go very quickly, but that'll depend a lot on the character and how frequently you use them. I don't know. It's one of those things where there's no easy answer to it, because you want these big flashy signature attacks that establish them as characters, and I'd argue that's kind of the strength of a gacha game, is that... Oop, hang on a second, what do we got here? Hey! Wasn't done there. Seal's ult had its animation change a bit because it had a lot of visual effects. Yeah, that's the thing. When it's a little too overwrought, it can be kind of visually exhausting to have that going through all the time. So I think... Was this the one I picked up? I believe it was. Twice because it was causing siege. Oh, boy. Okay, yeah. Alright. Fragments of Hertz Research Atlas Volume 7. Cosmic Emergency Rug. A beige and brown bohemian-style rug. Places where wooden tassels should have been are now replaced by small golden stellars that oscillate up and down at the same angle both ways. It will automatically adjust its size within a set range based on the weight of the item it is applied to. It's the most common space survival equipment on spacecrafts. It successfully transported and saved hundreds of passengers, the first large-scale space transportation accident caused by the traffic event brought upon by the Stellaron. Okay, compound eyes. So basically we're seeing this station is kind of like a light version of the SCP Foundation, and that they're storing a lot of weird stuff that isn't fully understood, but is also not unheard of throughout the galaxy. I see that shiny. Strange voices saying something over and over again. Trace it back to the source and listen carefully. Alright, voice seems to contain some kind of poignant meaning, but all you can make out is the word king. Are there tools aboard the space station to translate it? Yellow note that reads, can anyone understand what it is saying? My authorization isn't high enough, so I can't borrow the unbearable weight. Oh, that actually reminds me. I did pick up a document about the unbearable weight. Let me see if I can find it. I did like this one. This is it. Here we go. Okay, yeah, to the research of the unbearable weight curio. I heard you are the expert on cosmic biodiversity, so I would like to present you a few questions I've been asking myself. I hope your answers will bring some enlightenment to my path. Before this, I have, through various formal and informal meetings, spiritually infused and regular fiber paper letters, participated in passionate debates on whether the Totonid and our silicon-based life forms are just rocks. However, there are still questions that beg to be answered. As we know, the discipline in which you operate has defined Totonids as silicon-based life forms that communicate with internal electrical signals. However, they have already become extinct through the long amber eras, leaving behind only a crown encrusted with thought monotectic of past monarchs, the curio unbearable weight. Excuse my ignorance, but I have a few questions. Since Totonids appear to allegedly communicate with electrical signals, no one in the cosmos would be able to decipher their thoughts, language, or history. So then, you claim that said electrical signal exists, but I can also claim that signal does not exist. How can we determine its falsifiability? Since it's not falsifiable, maybe the racial history of Toltonids was just a fabrication of the history fictionologist since the beginning. In this space station, aside from special individuals, most researchers don't usually step out of the comfort of their labs, and therefore there'd been no one who traveled down to planet Toton, apologies if I'm fucking up the pronunciation, to verify and study this claim. Simply obtaining a crystal crown and grand history that is, again, unverifiable had determined that Totonids are life forms with a long cultural history. Isn't that going against the criteria of research? In the interdisciplinary summit in the space station, the Department of Cosmic Geography listed the mineral composition of the unbearable weight in a detailed report and defined it as a rare mineral cluster. However, the Department of Ecology named it a thought monotectic construct of an extinct race and claimed the curio as their own. This, in my humble opinion, is no different than that of a pirate. After much thought and many restless nights, I have decided I cannot bear the thought of your good name being sullied due to misguided curio categorization. I also could not bear the thought of my discipline, the Department of Ecology, being stampeded under the strong-arming ways of a certain department. The reason for composing of this letter and my blathering is merely so I can convey 3 sentences, which are, Totonids are fucking rocks, Totonids are fucking rocks, Totonids are fucking rocks. A straightforward Department of Cosmic Geography researcher. See, that's the stuff that's getting me interested in this setting, because it is very clearly delving into purple prose and elaborate, fantastical things that it's not even starting to explain, but it seems aware of that and kind of leans into that absurdity in fun ways. Like, this is a setting I kind of want to learn more about, even if I expect the answers to be utter nonsense. I'm getting a bit of Douglas Adams from this, in a good way. Anyway, the history fictionologists are some guys who run around creating fake history because Elmao, yeah. Anyway, light bridge is fixed. Young man, you're back. Let me congratulate and inspect your work. There's a 0.5 millisecond time delay between sound reaching both ears, which indicates that the source is in the 3 or 9 o'clock position. The sound is much louder in the left ear, which confirms the 9 o'clock position. It means the monsters in the 3 o'clock position has been eliminated. Good job. Why don't you just take a look? You have a point. It's also reflecting whether I, like so many others, have fallen into the trap of over-reliance. Okay, yeah, blah, 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 whatever. Give me your... Yeah, you seem to care a lot about this place. Can I have money now? The universe is never friendly. Rather, it is vast and dark. In this vast universe, there are countless pairs of eyes staring at the space station with various intentions. Some covet its curios, while others envy its neutrality and freedom. Others despise it or see it as a chess piece that can be destroyed and trampled on at will. Perhaps we researchers are the only ones who understand the sadness, joy, epiphany. Okay, now you're getting a little worried for me. Anyway, important point. We got rewards and we got to level up for that. Awesome. Well, Trailblazer level up, not the character level up, but whatever. I think we've run around the station long enough. Let's hop on back to the train and actually get some plot going here. Did someone say that the forest is dark? Anyway. Roy. Hey, March. Yeah. Don't hurt yourself. The ice will protect me. Seems we create ice to protect myself. So this is interesting, because apparently she was found floating in space, surrounded by ice. So presumably whatever happened to her, she formed that cocoon to sort of protect herself. Unfortunately, she knows nothing else. There's a lot of interesting little... Like, even just starting with, there are some pretty interesting character beats that can definitely spin out in ways I don't fully understand yet, but I want to know more about. I broadly like the characters I'm interacting with. Anyway, let's hop on, and let's let the ride continue. I feel like we should secure the chessboard. And off we go. That's it. We're first onto our plot planet, Jarlo 6, I believe. Good spacebar also advances conversation. Went straight through plaid. Indefinitely? Is this an anomaly we can smash with my bat? Okay. Backs up ahead to suddenly snapped. Yep. We're going off onto some unexplained direction. You know what? This is reminding me a little bit of a PS2 game called Rogue Galaxy, which had kind of a similar space fantasy feel. Your primary ship was like this, like, pirate galleon straight out of, like, Pirates of the Caribbean, just outfitted for space and, like, with, you know, like, it had engines and it had shields and such, but your crew was like a whole bunch of guys in plaid shirts with hook hands and such, and you basically ran around doing space pirate stuff. It was interesting. The story got stupid, but it was very visually distinct. World Wonder, there be Yuri Bait. Fantastic. Okay. Anomaly stems from a Stellaron, huh? Oh. Fancy that. Yeah, what exactly is this thing, anyway? Clouded in mystery, huh? Figures. They're a MacGuffin, got it. Make big eyes at Himiko's design. Not gonna lie, finding out that Himiko likes coffee... I'm not gonna say I have a particular target when I do rolls later, but let's just say I have a preference. Anyway.
ただ一つ確信できる正確の光源は文明や生態系に劇的な変化をもたらすとともに裂解と呼ばれる空間的な歪みを生む、ヤリ色6がこのような氷に覆われた星になったのもおおよそ性格の影響だろう。
私たちの推測では性格はあるアイオンが各世界にばらまいた災禍の種、災いの根源を断たないと開拓なんて話にならないわ。
Alright. Yeah, why can't they help themselves?
今の俺たちの視点で遠く離れたあの星を見ると全知全能になったかのような錯覚に陥る。だが実際にあの星の土地に立った時に自分がいかに小さくて無力な存在であるかに気がつくだろう。
Okay, what's the real answer?
今回の開拓の旅はあんた、それから美月ちゃんと炭鉱に任せたいと思っているの。旅の目的ははっきりしてるわ。この世界に災いと空間の歪みをもたらした。
I've heard Luofu is basically space China.
列車に持って帰ってきて。
I've tailored my expectations accordingly.
私たちに任せてちょうだい。いい
よ。また力を合わせる時が来たね。
Okay, you're not coming? Who's gonna make the coffee?
パムが寂しがるでしょ。
Alright.
それに私たちはさっきナヌークに目をつけられたばかりだし、反物質レギオンに
I do like that little detail over there. The destruction.
あんたが行きたがっているのは知ってるけど。
Sometimes the game's good at explaining itself.
これでいいのなら炭鉱を見つけて話し合ってきたら。彼多分すでにヤリーロ6に関する生態と観測データを整理し始めてるでしょ。
Yep.
旅に出る前により多くの情報を。
Dad's gotta hang back until I can roll him. Nothing you can do about it. Anyway. A grand cool adventure. Alright. Dan, what do you got for me?
どうだ、跳躍には慣れそうか。めまいやえずきは正常な反応だ。すぐに慣れるだろう。
So far so good.
それは列車と相性が合うということだ。いい兆候だな。列車の資料庫に目を通したが、ヤリーロ6の環境は過去の数世紀で大きく変化したようだ。
Alright, so possibly the mystical space orb that got shoved into us is behind what's going on the planet.
ベルトさんはそう考えているのか。ああ、世紀が遭遇した空間阻害を考えると、
Right.
その可能性は高い。暫定的な測定を行ったところ、星の表面の
Yeah, the idea is these things are kind of spread all over the
正常な
galaxy.
温度に近かった。だが正常とは言っても、人間が何とか生きていける程度の温度だ。もし俺が事前に 開拓の旅の調査地点を選ぶとしたら、間違いなくあの比較的温暖な場所を選ぶ。
Alright. Alright, yep, we'll be sending Buddy
だ
up.
ろうな。お前が加わる前、姫子さんは美月がどこかに行くときは必ずベルトさんと俺を同行させていた。お前が加わった今、その役目から解放されるのは俺じゃない。したがって今回の開拓の旅の目的はヤリーロ6にある性格を見つけ出し、
That's the
正
plan.
規に対する妨げを取り除く。そうだな。分かった。お前は先に美月を探しに行け。準備ができたらお前たちと合流する。
Right. By find, I mean go talk to her, because she's right over here. I think. Nope, she appears to have disappeared on us. Wait, no, there she is, right by the window. Hang on a sec, I'm gonna talk to
あん
him
た
and
た
go
ちの
first.
活躍のおかげで宇宙ステーションは危機を脱した。今列車を再び前進させる任務もあんたたちに任せるわ。忘れないで。探索、理解、構築、連携、この4つはどの世界でも行うことよ。それから美月ちゃんや炭鉱と仲良くしなさいね。
This is kind of what I was talking about with the issues with forward movement of the plot. It doesn't feel like we have a very strong narrative impetus besides the Stellaron we have into us and inside us, and
壊滅が宇宙
not
の
really
性
any
格
other
をばらまいて
goals. But I think the actual handling of the characters so far is reasonably well done. And from what I understand, the story actually does get a little bit more focused once you get rolling.
終焉のテルミヌス。俺は多くのものを見てきたと自負しているが、アイオンの行為は本当に理解しがたい。
I feel like this dude should do books on tape if he doesn't already. Or whatever the modern equivalent would be. Audiobooks, I guess.
どう？炭鉱と話してきた？
He doesn't seem very
あ
enthusiastic.
りゃ、炭鉱はいつもクールに振る舞っているからあまり気にしないでね。緊張しないで。うちと炭鉱は開拓のベテランなんだよ。うちらと一緒にいれば必ずお肉が食べられる。あの星で肉を見つけられることが前提だけどね。
I get the feeling, yeah, there's gonna be a lot of story about him. Considering what he did in his, like, first minute on screen, there's going to be a lot about him we're not gonna find out for some time.
この星を見るとつい思っちゃうんだ。この世界を満たす氷はうちと関係があるのかなって。まあ考え始めるとキリがないんだけど、でもうちを封じていたのは六層氷と呼ばれる珍しい物質で、普通の惑星にあるわけないよね。
Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess this is unrelated, but we won't know till we check.
正直ここが故郷じゃないことを祈ってるの。だって見るからに寒そうだもん。美少女は体
That's
調
actually the
性
kind
が
of thing
高い
I'm
わけじゃ
wondering
ないん
about,
だ
because I'm
よ。
wondering... I don't know what kind of canonical ties this has to other MiHoYo games. I'm assuming from Honkai, it has at least some connection to Honkai Impact, but I'm not sure. Obviously, don't spoil it if there is a connection, but just going through my thoughts here. I'm assuming it's going to be tenuous and kind of a shared universe, but not really in the shared place and time. You have to actually research it yourself to know it. Interesting.
正確に遭遇して今はお前に心配されるとは。
Alright. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Alright. Well, you know me, we're gonna go with the bland answer. Let's go.
ヤリーロ6開拓招待。これより出発。
Right, let's mosey.
着いたか、ヤリーロ6。
I mean, you'd think we could have, like, beamed down to a town or something.
全部雪だね。
Actually, this begs the question, where did we park? And how did we get down here?
人の真似しないで。
It's damp and it gets everywhere. Yeah. Certainly getting our share of it here. It's all basically ice out there right now. It is starting to melt.
よし、じゃあこんなところで立ち止まってないで早く行こう。
We're due for some more of it next week, I think. Anyway, yeah, good question. Why didn't we land at the destination?
大気案競技場に穴を開けたこと、自分の口で言うか、それとも俺が？
Okay, getting the impression we're not exactly well
その
liked.
話はやめよう。とにかく生き物がいない場所に着陸できたんだから。
Lord, but here the due to magic, you're not actually that cold. Well,
暗
naturally.
月間ボランティア活動の開拓の道を体験したくない。
That would require outfit changes, and we can't have that.
言わないでってば。
Spent a lot of time animating these, and by God, they're going to be used.
何も知らない。一歩一歩慎重に進もう。
I do have a hood, though.
大丈夫だよ。
You could totally put that up and button that jacket up. You'd be, and maybe roll the sleeves down.
あんたは性格を持ってて、うちには唯一無二の独創票がある。それから炭鉱は、
Alright.
なんかよくわかんない不思議な過去を持ってる。うちらを相手にする人の方が
Justification for why half the girls are running around a state of only tenuous dress. Well, yeah, I mean, that's basically that's the classic thing with console RPGs, and honestly, most RPGs. Alright, yeah, let's make sure we're not the ones creating trouble. Fuck the weather, we're being fashionable.
行こう。勇気を持って未知なる世界へと踏み出す。これぞ開拓の精神。
Alright, let's motor. Alright, what's this? You can travel between different worlds and areas. Yes. This I figured out. Thank you, game. Alright. Actually,
ここはまだ侵食を受けていないが、
hang on a
世
second.
界が生み出したモンスターが
Did
逃
we
げ出して
get anything to level up with? Alright. Homeboy is 12. What do we got? Actually, we do got a fair bit. How's everybody else looking? 11, 9. You know what? Let's pump some points into the Dan here. Take this and a bunch of these. The whole rant somewhere in my head about that, but like one female character with pants. There we go. That's better. I have one of these I can throw on you. Erudition. Increases wear damage by 12. For enemy defeated by the wearer. Alright. Why not? Throw that on. Again, I'm very much in the I have no idea what I'm doing phase of the game. There's a lot of character customization stuff or character development stuff that I can only briefly touch on, but suffice to say that's a major element of developing your party, and one of the things you need to consider before you get into a fight. Especially noticeable with the Xianzhou ladies, they're like legally forbidden from covering leg or something. Truly, we are living in a goddamn future. Nice. Thank you. Yeah, so he fights over in 2 moves. So even though it's turn-based, this game very much does a good job of keeping you moving. And what the fuck is this? Seems really out of place in the snow plains. Maybe Mr. Yang will know what this is. Let's send a message to ask him. Hey, it's time for space phone stuff. Hey, dude, explain this. Hey, Kirby. It's a Calyx, a strange entity born from the phenomenon of space distortion. Yeah, phenomenon of space distortion. Hey, no. Slow down, dude. You can type faster than I can read. There's some reality data in the Calyxes that might come in handy, but please be careful when coming in contact with them. The existence of these Calyxes is still a mystery to us, and the danger within is incalculable. Okay, so they're going to be around out there, and we'll see other ones. Drink? Alright. It's the EXP farm stage. These game modes cost Trailblaze power to play. Trailblaze power recovers over time. Alright, so it's kind of a... yeah, it's a gym, basically. Alright. Well, let's poke at it. Let's see what we got here. Oh, okay. Difficulty 1, level 16. I think we can swing that. Let's do this. Let's do this one real quick and see what it's like. Let's motor. Let's see. Ice fire. We don't have any fire. Can you tell I'm new at this? We have Asta. She's only level 10. Yeah. Left brain's going to war with the right one here. Fuck it. We'll keep her at 10. We'll see how this goes. It's F-go hands. Alright. And you can borrow friend units. Hey, alright. Let's give it a whirl and let's see what happens.
Right.
Okay, good. So they're physically aligned too, so we can bust them that way. That helps. Alright. We have options. That's one other nice little design thing here, is that enemies usually aren't just limited to one element. It's usually one or two, sometimes three. So you don't always need a specific comp to deal with enemies. Obviously, you want to pair people together that synergize especially well and pay attention to what you're fighting in a dungeon, but you're not helpless just because you don't have one specific element. You have options in a fight. Again, there's a lot of very careful design considerations that go into this game that I'm pretty impressed by. Herta wakes up every day and just chews Kuroku. Yeah, I can see that. Alright. Bash the shit out of it. Ow. Alright, let's finish this. Thank you. And down they go. Beautiful. That'll do for now. Suddenly pure fiction raising her 3 tears. That's just it. I'm still at the stage where I have no idea about the... What? Hey, don't seize control of the camera while a thing's nearby. Alien's Dark Descent keeps doing that, and it's annoying. But yeah, I'm very much in the stage of the game where I have absolutely no idea how the meta shakes out. I don't know who's especially useful or popular. I'm just kind of going with the flow here. Does this character interest me? Are they entertaining? Broadly speaking, the answer so far has been yes. Alright, stamina does cap, and that's one place you can spend stam early. Yeah, I will do that off camera. I'll do most of the actual grindy stuff later. Want to get to some actual story stuff. Oh, what's this? We will do some rolls before I wrap up, though. What's going on here? Yeah, does she have a nice personality, and does she have a nice personality? Ivory gets it. How does she feel about coffee? This is very important to me. Sampo, Of course, this is totally the guy we're gonna pull out of the fucking snow. Bully him, steal his wallet. I like how we're all pissed at this guy even though he was lying out there in the snow. Oh God. I note the diamond-shaped irises in his eyes. Interesting. He enjoys his VA work. If nothing else, he's committed to the bit. I can tell that much. Put man back in snow, go look for waifu, we need help instead. I love him and want to make him cry. Charmed, I'm sure. Excuse me.
いいお名前だ。しかと胸に刻んでおきます。それにしてもこんな雪の中で生きた人間に出会うとは。近頃は商売も厳しいですが、僕は横取りしたりしませんので、僕も仲間に入れてくれませんか？確かな情報を持ってますよ。シルバーメインの主戦力が前線に派遣された今こそ。
Slow your roll. Why don't you tell us what exactly is going on here?
ひどい。僕を信用していないのはわかりますが、ここまでとぼけられるとは。
Knowing nothing else about the VA here, I would bet they make a living doing like minor or starter villains on various animes that are about monsters of the week or something. This is the guy This is the guy that the heroes beat up on their way to someone important. Yeah. He says that a lot. He gets paid by the number of times he says that. I 100% believe that. Okay, yeah. Is there a town nearby?
難しい言い方をされますね。要するに人が集
Bellowbog,
まっている
huh?
ところでしょうか。
You sure you don't trust your good friend
見つかりませ
Sampo?
んよ。この世界で人類
Honestly,
が
I don't even know if I
集まる
really
場所は
consider anybody
我々の
friends
敬
per
愛
se.
す
I've
る
known these
ベロ
people
ブ
for
ル
all
軍の
of
み
like
で
an
す。
hour.
孫悟の都
They're nice, don't get me wrong.
人類が寒波に抗う最後の砦。仰々しく
Clearly, we have to
聞こえる
spend
か
time
もしれませんが
grinding.
全て事実です。僕ですか？
Yeah, why were you
あ
hiding
な
in the
た方
snow?
に驚いたからですよ。
It's like your whole life.
こ
Yeah.
の辺りで古代遺物。牢屋に入れられますよ。
Okay, my eyes are kind of glazing over. Let's get to the point here.
本当に？シルバーメインはベロブルグの軍隊。
Okay, so they're Ice
執行者
Planet cops. Got
警
it.
察融通が利かない連中で。はあ。
I suspect they're going to be an obstructive force on our search here.
これほどの初々しさ。この仕事には守るべきルールがたくさんある。潜入
Okay.
にも商品を探すにも値段を見積もるにもシルバーメインから逃れ
Oh,
るにも。
God.
そこまでは必要ないよ。それより
You know what?
うちらを
I'm
町まで
getting some
案内してく
Simon
れないかな
Havarian vibes here. That guy the guy in Baldur's Gate 2 you hire to get as to you hire him as a captain to get you with a ship to get to Spellhold, and he is very obviously going to betray you, and he does betray you like 6 times throughout the story, and a couple times again in the expansion.
で
The
すね
snow lease.
僕は
Nice!
心優しい散歩と呼ばれるくらい人助けが大好きなんです。あはは。
ところで、なんでシルバーメインを
Can't
避けてるの？
imagine why you would think that, huh?
それは
Oh god, is he gonna follow
古
us?
代遺物をいくつか頂戴しただけで大したことはしていません。攻めるなら
You
あの
you stay
頭の
right
固
there.
い執行
You
者
stay
た
there
ちを
where I
攻め
can
て
see you.
く
We're
だ
not
さい
pulling
ね
a creepy Watson here.
ところで皆さんはどちらのご出身ですか？
Wait,
よ
What
か
the
ら
fuck?
ぬ意図はありません。新たな友に興味があるだけで。
okay.
嫌なら言わな
That's
くても
discouraging.
結構。
Look, you just keep talking. I'm gonna keep walking, alright? You still down there? Good. I mean, much as we can all relate to the instinct to dig holes and stay in there, I feel like that's where our ability to be comrades in circumstance. Motherfucker, of course you're going with him.
僕だけの隠し技なんですけど、雪に痕跡を残さず追っ手を振り切ることが。これは
And here they come.
おっと、先ほど話したシルバーメインのことを覚えていますか？
Officers, we are not with this man. We are escorting him back to town.
手を貸してください。
Do whatever you want with him.
容疑者とその仲間を発見。すぐに逮捕しろ。
Son of a bitch. Alright, we're doing this.
チャンス。
どけ。
Right.
ここは任せた。友よ。
Herta, do the thing.
あんた、こんな大きなダイヤモンド見たことないでしょ。あげるね。
Oh, God.
くるりんと。くるくるっと。うちに出くわすなんていや。
Yeah, again, we're very early on, and I haven't really experimented with any of the things this game lets you do. Actually, oh, God, here's another one. You know what? Hang on a second. Maybe I'll swap them out real quick.
ルールは破るためにある。
I don't know if I actually put any points into them, is the thing.
楽にしてやる。
くるりんと。
Alright.
くるくるっと。うちの出
She
番。
really does do that a lot. I'm liking
生
her.
死虚実。一年の学び。同点権限。
Do it!
超無一角。
私に出会ったことを。
Oh yeah, we got the that's right, we have the leveling thing back there. Oh shit. We're up against the guy without the helmet. We're fucked now. That's how you know an enemy means business. Of course. Alright, so we have an actual boss fight here. This will be fun.
わけわかんない散歩にやられてムカついて
Okay,
るところなの
Ratio's a
に
single target damage guy focused on imaginary. I think the early story stuff is mostly weak to wind, fizz eyes. Interesting.
人
Alright.
扱いされてもっとムカつく
Okay, let's clear the floor here a little bit. You get out of the way. Fewer guys in our way, the better. What are you weak to? Alright. Shields up.
動かないでね今祝福してあげるから
So yeah, it's another interesting choice that you don't really have any healing options this early on. As I understand it, there aren't really many characters that are focused on healing. Alright, focus on whittling this guy down. Let's do single target. So you're kind of dependent on March to do some, like, proactive tanking by putting your shields up and either protecting weak characters or drawing attacks toward yourself. And, again, it's another case where you have a limited move set, but they're forcing you to think a few moves ahead in kind of a clever way. Again, there's some pretty strong design in this game, and overall I'm pretty impressed with how well it plays. Ah, motherfucker! Okay, so he brings in reinforcements. I had read this wrong, time to focus on him specifically. Alright. Shit. On the other hand, he can't really do anything. Alright, you know, let's see if you can take him off the board. That was less than impressive.
うちに出くわすなんてついてないたまには
Alright,
真面目に
March,
行こう
please freeze these dudes.
うちのとっておきをくらえ
Alright, good. They won't be bothering us. Now,
私が誰だか知ってるのこんな大きなダイヤモンド見たことないでしょあげるね
there we go. Thank you, Herta. Alright, now. So targeting still focused on March. This is good.
何見てるの
Alright.
無駄な抵抗だ
殴ったね
Alright, nice.
争いに意味はない。
Points up. I think we can do one more turn.
始めるか。
Almost got his breakdown.
痛くしてあげる
揺らぐことなし
逃がさない
Alright. Okay, bro, do your thing.
殴ったね
ルールは破るためにあ
I'm
る。
forgetting there are keyboard shortcuts for most of these.
アウト。
There we go. Now we're talking.
今さら後悔して
Alright, everybody fuck him up.
これで終わりだ
Ow. Okay, we got a plot thing
青髪
happening.
の主犯は
申し訳ありません長官見失いました足跡も見つからず
構わない仲間を捕らえた以上
Here
主
we
犯もそう
go.
遠くへは行っていないはず
Yeah, he is totally the
必
Simon
ず行
Havarian.
動を起こすだろう
Yeah, we're not his accomplices. We don't even know the guy. We just dug him out of a snow mound. Honestly, we would have left him there if we knew what kind of trouble he was in.
かばってるわけじゃないよ本当に
Well,
仲
that
間
and
じゃ
also
ないかも
the other shortcut keys.
躊躇せっかく手を貸してあげたのにうちらを利用するなんて信じたうちがバカだった
But yeah, honestly, it controls pretty decently with the keyboard and
私は
mouse.
自衛官だ仲裁人ではないベロブルグの市民として君たちには自らを弁護する権利があるだがそれも
Yep,
喧騒
it's
者
alright.
たちの
Forgot to
目
mute
線で行う
Discord.
ことを連行しろ
Alright, well, off to prison we go. Show him the photos, March. I don't know what photos I'm talking about here. Honestly, I'm drifting in and out of focusing on the plot, but here.
頭いいね。ナイスアイディア。まだ自分たちの
English is still
星の姿
adorable.
も知らないでしょ。うちらが撮ったヤリ色6を見せてあげるよ。
Okay.
この白い球体がここ俺たちが住む場所なのか。
So apparently they haven't heard of space travel around here.
よく天外より来訪する者がいたと聞く。
March has a habit of taking photos of everything because she never knows if she'll get amnesia again. Eh, that's fair.
吹雪を越えてベロブルグを訪れる者はいなくなった。
That might have been what she was doing at the window and I just wasn't paying attention.
しかしこの者たちは。
これはもはや我々が判断できることではない。彼らの言葉が真実ならば、この者たちを大守護者様のところへ導くのがよそ者よ。ついてくるがいい。ベロブルグはこの吹雪の先にある。
Alright.
ようこそ孫悟の都ベロブルグへ。
Oh, hey, it's basically Midgar. Like, no, wait, no, it's Frostpunk. Shit, we're in New London. Alright, everybody break up. We gotta go start harvesting coal and steel. And tech up to automatons as soon as possible. I heard they're making a Frostpunk 2, actually, which would be interesting. Didn't really think that game had sequel material in it. It was kind of just a nice one-and-done thing.
君たちが今立っている地はベロブルグ。
最後の砦
？700年前、天外より現れたモンスターが星を燃やした。その頃の大地は焦土と化し、そんな存亡の木に瀕した時、突如として
Yeah, this is Frostpunk. Check it out. Just with monsters involved.
侵略者の軍団を滅ぼし、残るはベロブルグ
Frostpunk 2, the challenge is global warming. Yeah, no
堅
kidding.
強な剣争者たちがこの町を築いた。孫悟のクリフォト様のご加護のもと、ベロブルグは風雪に侵されてもなお、
Okay,
永遠に暖かいままである。
not all that up to date on Judaism, but isn't Clip-Off like a bad thing? Like, isn't that kind of the representation of evil or something? I have suspicions here. I know I've heard that in a negative context before.
もともとが彼自身の言葉
Sounds like
で
he's
はな
quoting
く
from historical record.
何か
Hmm.
そっか。じゃあなんでうちらにこんなこと話すんだろう。
It's the absence of God, but it doesn't matter here. Alright. It gives me the vibe of, like... what's the way to phrase this? It reminds me a lot of RPGs from Japan back in the 90s and such. Would usually use... like, mythological names as kind of
街
set
の外で
dressing.
変わった生き物
It's a name from the Cool Names book, exactly.
あれは
That's
侵食された空間劣界から現れたものだな
alright, so I guess this
してい
is...
るのか。
Is this a walk and talk situation, or can we run around
寒
doing
波以外
stuff?
にも多くの脅威がある。
Appears to
君
be
たちが
walk
見
and
たモン
talk.
スターもその一つだ。
Except I can't
Silver
walk.
Main.
Shit,
ずっとあれらと戦ってきたか
I
ら
can run.
状況はあまり芳しくない。
Uh,
大守護者様への謁見が終わったら、君たちの意見を聞かせて
all this boundless energy, and I don't know what to do with myself.
情報が足りないんだ。着いたぞ。ここがクリフォト城。ベロブルグの心臓であり、剣争者の本部だ。
Alright. Clip-Off Fort. I'm not even sure if that's the way to pronounce it.
クリフォ
Clip-Off?
トは孫悟の象徴。
Clip-Off? Yeah.
剣争者
It's
た
a
ち
tongue
は
twister.
あの方の呼びかけに応じ、ベロブルグを築き上げ、天才と寒波から
We don't know what the Clip-Off are because the ancients never thought it was so obvious. The ancients thought it was so obvious they never bothered to write it down in a book that survived to this day.
尊
Awesome.
崇の念を示すため、我々はこの城にアイオーンの名を名付けた。クリフォトの庇護を受ける剣争者たちも、これまでの長きにわたってこの都市を率い、この城は
Oh, your dictionary pillagers and not much more.
Juke.
Yeah, getting that vibe here. And you know what? I'm not opposed to that.
剣奏者たちによって
Grab a
ベロブル
name
グの
that
リーダーに
fits
推薦された方のこと
what you're trying to write.
彼女たちは
Don't
代々この
overwork
都市を
yourself
守
trying to make mythological
民を守護してき
connections
た
unless that's a theme you're consistently going to go for.
現代の守護者はカカリアランド
It's okay to just have a
都
name
市
be
で
a
敷かれ
name
てい
and
る
that's
重
it.
要な政策は全て彼女が決めたものだ
Zohar talks about it as if you should know what they are, and that's about it. Nice.
これからカカリア様に謁見する
Detail about them you find online is some bullshit people thought up during the last few decades, more or less.
お忙しいお方だ
So what I'm getting from this conversation is Xenogears is basically real. Alright. Yeah, what do we need to know? Is there any etiquette we need to observe?
そうかしこまらなくていい大守護者様は細々とした礼儀作法を気になさるお方ではないまして君たちはよそ者だベロブル先に使者を送っている
Oops, sorry.
カカリア様はすでに君たちの来訪をご存知のはずだ早く行くとしよう
Xenogears caused capitalism to happen, but that's a problem for later. Yeah, I suppose so. It was only episode 5.
下がってよいブローニャ来客だお母様
Pardon us, didn't mean to walk in on your private family
大
moment.
守護者様3名のよそ者を連れてまいりました
Hi, we're from space.
師
How's
匠
it
の
going?
話は聞いているよくやってくれたジェパード貴様も下がってよい
Yeah, getting a lot of that. Again, I really do like the character designs in these games.
寒波の向こういいえ天外より訪れし客人と言うべきかしら私はカカリアランドベロブルグの守護者たる者この場で皆々の来意を尋ねよう
Honestly, we're kind of here by accident. So yeah, you believe we're from space?
疑ってほしいのかしら自分から言い出したことなのに自信がないのねそうね疑ってないわ
Feeling
あ
like
なた方がこの世界のものではないと知っているから
feeling like everybody in the world knows more about me than me at this point.
幻想者は歴
Which I
史を
suppose
覚え
is
て
fair,
こ
all
そ
things
己の
considered.
初心を忘れずにいられるはるか昔寒波が訪れレギオンが侵入する前この世界は輝かしい繁栄を遂げていたアイオーンはこの星を他の世界とつなぎ我々は果てなき銀河に存在するあまたの可能性を知ったそして琥珀の王クリフォトがアイオーンが見守る中で我々は壁を築き始めただから驚くことはない700年もの間剣奏者は星空からのメッセージを受け取っていないとはいえあなた方の存在は知っているさあその目的を言ってごらんなさい
Okay, long story short, I need to advance the plot and get currency to roll a giant wheel in space. It's kind of a long story. Yeah, we're gonna trailblaze this planet. I have no idea what that means.
その言い方分かりづらいよ
Nice.
俺たちがここに来たのは性格というものを
Okay,
探
hello,
すため
cold
です
mommy.
性格
突如として各世界に落ちた物質その出現は厄災を意味するこれまでの旅で正確に侵された星を数多く見てきました先ほどあなたは反物質レギオンの侵入について触れていましたつまり奴らがこの星に来て間もなく寒波が訪れたそして寒波と同時に裂解という空間侵食現象が発生した
Antimatter Legion, because I assume the Legion of Doom was taken.
そうだ
Yeah, they're probably the Stellaron. Stellaron fixers are us.
性
That's
格
us.
が埋め込まれた世界には裂解が現れるそして性格はそれぞれの星に適応した異なる災いを生み出すのうちらをね銀河を旅して性格の恐怖から世界を救う熱心な旅人だって思っていいから
現状をよく分析したものだそう確かに我々は様々な災いと戦ってきたそしてその中の多くは今も我々を脅かしているだが それとあなた方と一体何の関係があるのかしら。たとえ本当に性格というものが存在し災いを引き起こしたのだとしても、あなた方とは無関係。自分と関係のない星を救うために骨を折り、何の見返りもいらないなどという話を信じるほど私は甘くないわ。
Yeah, you got us there.
おっしゃる通り、俺たちがこうして協力を求めているのは両者の利益が一致しているからです。
Yeah, let us help you.
そう、うちらはすごいよ。
あなた方には
Marsh.
俺たちなりの方法
This
があり
game
ま
lets you
す。
pat her on the head. I will make it my mission to do so.
わかりました。信じましょう。今の状況が本当に性格と関係があるならば、あなた方はベロブルグが700年間待ち続けた希望の星。可能なさ。今日はもう遅い。あなた方も疲れているはずだ。街で一番のホテルを手配するからゆっくり休むといい。
Yes, the hip windows. Alright. Thank you very much. That's very nice of you.
こちらこそ天外の客人よ。私も性格と関わりがありそうな記録を調べるのに時間がかかりそうだ。ここで失礼する。
Okay, there we go. Uh-oh. Anytime a character in one of these kinds of RPGs gives a look like that, it's never innocent. Every gesture like that is a sign that there's something sinister going on. Again, the writing is very unsubtle when it comes to the main plot, at least so far. Alright. She's very reasonable. Definitely not a villain in disguise or anything.
それじゃあ僕は公務があるから駐屯所に戻るよ。ベロブルグを楽しんでくれ。
ちょっと待って。おすすめの観光地とか教えてもらえないかな。
観光なら黄金シアターか歴史
Theater
博物
History
館がおすすめ
Museum.
だ。
Got it.
けど博物館は身分証明書が必要だから。
Of course,
先
gonna
に
pay.
常冬の日を見に行った方がいいな。ベロブルグで最も意義のあるランドマークだ。音楽に興味があるならからくり工房パーペチュアルに行くといい。あそこではたまに野外公演が開かれる。
Apropos of nothing, can we bring back Art Deco and designing cities and such?
ゲーテホテルへ行くのなら、その隣でシルバーメインが見張りをしている
Shit from the 1920s looks like it means
あまり
business.
近寄らないように。そこは最近、劣界の影響で封鎖されたばかりなんだ。
Okay, so a place we can fight monsters there. Got
街
it.
の内部にまで侵食が及んでいるのか。
ああ。僕たちは今もそれと戦っているんだ。
Alright, so we got our first major town area. There's all sorts of stuff to do, interesting plot developments. Again, despite being a mobile game and a gacha game to boot, it's very much progressing like you'd expect of a normal-ass RPG with all the attendant side quests and things to explore and such. For the most part, I really do like what this game is doing, and I would tend to play it further. We are at about the hour-and-a-half mark, so we'll probably wrap it up there. However, a couple things I do want to do. Alright. Here, have some stuff. We're going to try out. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Again, I have no idea what I'm getting into with this guy, so fuck it, we'll slot you in for Dan. We'll do a bit of grinding, then we'll do some rolls, and then we'll call it a night. Oh boy, I don't know the first thing about you. So, try not to die. This is my inspiring speech. Yeah. Alright. Alright, yeah, so not elementally aspected in a way that will be helpful here, but eh. Lead with something fun. Surprise me. Okay, so he's attacking with math and science. I can get behind this. Alright. Can't die if you kill them first. That's the idea. Nice. Thank you, Herta. You and March will be doing the lion's share of the work here. Oh, fuck. Without Dan, we don't have a... Ah, we can't break these guys. Shit. Alright.
動かないでね。
March, just draw some fire toward you.
この機会を逃
This
す
is gonna be a bit of a slugfest. Alright, focus on getting these guys down first.
私に出会ったことを感謝してね。
He just chucked a stick of chalk. Awesome. He has a chance to attack more than once, and it raises if people are debuffed. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright.
くるくるっ
Yeah, we'll be depending on AoE to do a lot of the damage here.
と殴ったね。私が誰だか知ってるの？こんな大きなダイヤモンド見たことない
Being
でしょ。
frozen counts as a debuff. Oh, nice. Well then.
くるりんと。
Thank you. Alright. Just smacking him with a book. Alright. Kind of seeing what it... Kind of getting the vibe he's going for.
何見てるの？いや、逃がさない。
君たちの回答を楽しみ
Alright.
にして
Throw more chalk. Space science chalk. Alright. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well done. Alright. So, yeah. Starting to get a sense for how important it is to set teams up with elemental affinities in mind and complementary abilities, and using your limited moveset to set up long chains of effects that punish the enemy optimally. Yes, whoever that is on Discord, I will get to you, but that'll be for another time. But before we go, let's do some fucking warping. So yeah, what do we got here? Okay, got 30 of these things. We can warp these people. Who even is on the banner? Okay, yeah, him again, if we want to do that. Oh, hi, Kafka. Alright, you're on the banner too. I've got 5 of those. Maybe. And I guess those are just equipable things. And what's this thing down here? Oh, shit. That's where we can get Himiko. Fuck. Okay, I think we're obligated to spend these tickets on her. So what's this? Okay, so this is kind of a general pool where characters critical to the plot show up, I assume. Do the top one first? Alright. Right. Oh, I see, because it's not a 20%. Yeah. Right, fair enough. Actually, hang on a second. I should probably exchange first. This is where the road to bad decisions starts. Oh, only $4.99. Get this every day for 30 days. They know what they're fucking doing. You know what? We'll just grab one of these special passes. Why not? Now we will do some rolls. Alright. Top one first. Let's motor. Alright, who shows up? And light cone, light cone, light cone, light cone, light cone, light cone. Hey, Serval. Alright. Void, light cone, light cone. Yes. And who are you? Oh, it's another light cone. That figures. This is consistent with my luck. Card, 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 cute girl, card, card. Yep. That is the gacha experience in a nutshell, really. And, hey! Alright, what do we got here? Hey, we got Herta again. Nice. And you... Right, that's Serval again. Alright. Not too impressive, but what can you do? Alright, we'll save that up and we'll do a 10 warp some other time. Kafka, how about you? 6 tickets, 6 chances. Let's fucking go. 10 pull? Ah, fuck. You know what? We'll do it once. And light cone. Alright. Yeah, we'll try that later. When I've actually got something I can spend, what, on the banner for 14 days? Plenty of time. It's not like I'm going to forget about this and get sidetracked or anything. But yeah, we will call it there. That is Honkai Star Rail. Again, It has some of the usual issues with gacha games where there's like a million things you need to keep. It doesn't introduce you gently to the setting, and there's a lot of elements that are not necessarily intuitive for character development, but the actual approach to the actual setting itself, the characters, the designs, there's a lot to like here, and I'm even starting to click with the writing. I feel like they're doing some of the right things with respect to introducing the world, the broader plot elements, and I'm interested, separate from all the gacha stuff, I'm interested to see where they go with this. So yeah, I'll probably stick with this for a while, and yeah. Thanks everybody for recommending it. I will make sure to actually friend people, and I'll try out some of your support units. I do appreciate the suggestions and advice. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Have a good night, and see you next time.